Hello everybody, welcome to Choose Your Own Adventures, Broomghost's D&D podcast about four friends that get sucked into a magical video game. They now have to make their way through games you may or may not recognize in order to earn enough save tokens to get home. I'm your host and DM, Shawn.
My name is Jared, and I'm playing Krongus R. Sugnork.
I'm Jake, and I'm playing Beezow Hornpub.
I'm Joe, and I'm playing Stumbleton, Rawtoe, Rockefeller.
I'm Crystal, and I'm playing Leon Spangle. I'd love to know what the R in Krongus R Sugnork is.
I was like, that was
Randomly dropping some Krongus lore.
We're gonna find it when it finds us, my friends.
Wow.
There we go, and that's improv,
Watch it
baby.
be something super simple, like...
Wrongus.
My name is
like...
Krongus.
Krongus Sugnork.
I thought it was gonna be something like Roger.
Roger.
I would hope...
I like Roger.
I would hope that his middle name, it's actually, you know what, it's got to be a palindrome, right? Because his name is Krongus Sugnork, so it's like Krongus Race Car Sugnork.
All right, we found it.
Krongus race car.
Like, we're not gonna beat that, so that has to be it.
It's pretty good.
It is the same
There
front
we
to
go.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, so who remembers what happened last time?
We were in jail.
Oh yeah, what was the girl
That's it.
that Jake freed from jail? That Beezow freed from prison, and we named our team after her.
That was Darla.
Darla's Angels.
Darla's Angels, that's right.
Those angels ready for the T.A.K.E.S race.
We escaped jail, and now we're heading towards the race.
You guys woke up to the local sheriff's office telling you that you guys were criminals. You were led outside to a paddy wagon where you saw the mayor who won over the crowd in front of you by healing Bam and his companions Steve and Chris. And then you guys were taken to jail. And in the jail you met 3 birds.
But we only had 1 stone.
That's true. There was only 1 stone. So you met these 3 birds. The first bird was a red bird named Darla, who told you that she was the previous mayor, Mayor Lizzie, who we know died unexpectedly or in a mysterious way. Lizzie was Darla's sister, and she told you that if you let her free, she was going to kill the mayor. And then you met another bird, a gray bird named Jeff, who somehow stole a key, and he stole all of your gold and then threw you guys the key, which helped you to get out. There was another yellow bird who tried to attack you, and Krongus swiftly knocked him out, and you guys got out of that prison just in the nick of time to make it to the T.A.K.E.S race.
Do
Yeah.
y'all ever have the experience of, like, an entire week will pass and you'll be like, oh, I should have said that at that part? Like 10 days passed after the last session, and I realized what I should have said because Krongus, when we were in jail, observed, like, he didn't, like, really have any idea what was going on. He was just kind of like, oh, there's, like, bars on this one wall. What I wish that I had done is been like, hey, this 4th wall is easy to see through. And then I turn to the crowd and go, will Krongus and his friends escape from jail? Will they make it to the T.A.K.E.S race on time? Find out next week on Choose Your Own Adventurer.
I love Krongus's low perception turning into a ability to break the 4th wall.
Yeah, right.
Keep that one in mind.
I think our whole team is having an arc, and then Krongus is having his own arc.
My arc is toward becoming an eldritch god.
So you guys just barely made it to the T.A.K.E.S race, and a lovely gentleman who is friends with Anthony Falcon told you guys to get to your spot, and he told Tony to give him hell. So you guys are all huddled up together, and you can see, you look out, and there's like a big skate park out in this arena. It kind of looks like a horse racetrack, like the big ovals with different ramps and stuff around. And surrounding the big oval is a crowd. and a large one. You know that this is like the biggest thing that happens here, so everybody who's anybody is there. On the back side of this large oval, like if you picture the oval as you guys looking at the long way, not the narrow way, so it's hamburger, not hot dog, right? If you're looking at it that way, on the top bun of the hamburger, there is a large bleacher box where you guys can see the mayor and a couple of his cronies sitting up there watching the race. And so far from what you can see, he doesn't seem to notice you guys yet. Or at least that's what you think, right? So, Tony kind of... Anthony grabs everybody and huddles everybody together. And he says, okay, everybody, you're going to go to separate sides. We're all going to have our own side, except me and Krongus will be together. And then he kind of like pulls out his board, and he's got like a bright yellow board with a sweet bird skull on it. He says, all right, guys, let's grab our boards and get ready.
Okay.
All right.
And he says, before you guys leave, I forgot to mention one thing about your boards. If at any point you want to do a trick on your board, it infuses your board with skating magic.
How does that work?
For every trick that you land, your board can help you become even more lethal on the field. Now let's get to work. So, Krongus, you stay with Anthony, and you guys are at like the bottom bun of the hamburger. Leon, you're going to go to the left-hand side, and Jake, I'm sorry, dude. Beezow, you're at the top bun, so you're directly underneath the mayor and his cronies. And Stumbleton, you are on the right side, okay? So here's how the T.A.K.E.S race is going to work. This is the mechanic that we're going to be doing, okay? So much like you learned in earlier episodes, to make a push, you're going to roll a strength check. Whatever you roll determines how far you'll go, okay? Here's where the combat comes into play. If your strength check lands on an even number, that gives you an opportunity to attack the person that you're going up against, okay? If you roll an odd number, then you do not get to attack, okay? And the same goes for them. So, if at any point in your push you decide that you want to do a trick, okay? You're gonna roll a dexterity check, okay? So, for every successful trick that you make, you'll gain advantage on an attack roll. For every unsuccessful trick that you land, you will get disadvantage on your attack roll. Okay?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Are we trying to kill our opponents?
Always.
What kind
The
of
T.A.K.E.S
race?
race is anything goes. So
it's a
you
race
were told
war.
this before, that
T.A.K.E.S.
it's not just a regular race. It's not just a regular race. This is a fight.
Takes
Remember
means to
that-
takes lives.
It takes lives.
Remember, like, we are 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
You're
but we're in a
encouraging
video
us
game.
to be child soldiers.
It's like that movie, Soldier.
I played way more violent
Nobody's seen
video
that?
games.
Okay, moving on.
Is that the one where Bradley Cooper really needs therapy?
Is that the one where the guy becomes
that's-
limitless?
I think those are both different movies and not the one I was talking about. Soldier stars Kurt Russell. And you guys guess what Kurt Russell is in that movie?
Soldier.
Oh fuck, dude! Joe got it. He's a soldier. So does that make sense for how tricks will work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Simple enough.
So, does that just affect your initiative for the next attack? It doesn't stack or anything, right?
It's not initiative. It is your attack roll. So what will happen is basically if you land a trick and you get to attack, and it can be stored. So whenever you get to attack next, you'll roll 2 d20s on your attack, and whatever the highest one is, we'll take the highest one.
Did you?
But you can't like choose not to do that and save it so that you have like 4 rolls.
You know, the board stores magic, so yes, you can do that.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
This is pandemonium.
I'm not going to say no
I'm
to
just
that.
gonna be
Because here's why.
Manuals.
Here's why. So Jake, I'm glad Beezow, I'm glad that you said that, because if you choose to combo a trick, if you choose to do a trick and then try again, you can not only get advantage for you, but you can force disadvantage on your opponent who's racing with you. So if you did 2 tricks back to back, you would get advantage on your roll, and then you could force disadvantage on the other person. Now, if you failed that second trick, then the opposing team would get advantage as opposed to disadvantage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's very advantage if you do, disadvantage if you don't, right?
Classic.
What happens if you are hit by an attack?
You take damage like normal combat.
Okay.
If it's massive damage, like a 20, or you roll a 1, there could be other consequences, like a dead stop or a speed boost or something. But other than that, it's just going to be, you know, like Twisted Metal, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Twisted Tony.
So the final rule, which we've already kind of covered, is that this race is active combat, so all weapons are allowed. Everyone reports to their starting positions. You look out at the cheering crowd, and you see that the mayor is among the large box seated at the top in the bleachers, full of cheering fans. We've kind of already talked about where you guys are standing, but as you guys are set up and you're kind of stretching, you see who you'll be racing against, and there's only one other team, and it is Bam and his cronies. So Krongus, down below, you are side by side with Bam. Beezow, you are side by side with Steve. Rawtoe, you are side by side with Chris.
Nice. Which one did we do the shinner for?
I believe that was Chris.
The double shinner?
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't paired with Chris. I was worried about that.
He's got a vendetta.
If I go for the shin
guy.
again, do I get to roll
Leon.
damage on advantage?
Just throw the
Well,
board
if you
in.
remember, the mayor healed him.
Doesn't matter.
So
And then put him in the ring with us to get fucking killed.
I hurt my shins once and they
Right.
healed and they've never been the same. So I just want to point that
I
out.
love Tony Hawk Coliseum.
So, Leon, you are next to somebody you haven't seen before, but you look and very similar looking, dark colored bird. His name is Johnny. And then Tony is beside another bird that you guys have never seen before, but he's really staring down Bam. That other bird's name is Jason.
Who the hell is Tony?
Derulo?
T.A.K.E.S?
Anthony, sorry, thank you. Anthony is lined up with Jason. There's another bird you haven't seen before. Okay. You guys like hear an announcer come across a loudspeaker because all of a sudden there's electricity, and he's like, "Welcome everybody to the 4th annual T.A.K.E.S race," and the crowd's cheering and everybody's screaming, and he goes, "Racers, to your positions!" And you guys are already there because you guys have been waiting for the race to start. And then he goes, "All right, 3, 2, 1." And then you guys hear a gunshot signaling the start of the race. So everybody go ahead and roll me your first push.
So we're not going in any particular order here?
This first push will go with the furthest racer first, so we'll work this as an initiative.
Oh boy,
Okay. I rolled an
it's
18.
gonna be a long race.
Great.
I also rolled an 18.
Did a 2 + 2.
Dirty 20.
There we go.
Wow.
Dirty 20. I like that.
Can we just
phrase.
say my character didn't pay attention when the gun went off?
He got distracted by the gun and
I
startled
just
him.
didn't even push. Yeah.
Oh my god, why are there guns
It's
in
actually
here?
just, I was just standing on the board and it was rolling forward on its own.
So I am going to have to be doing some math for this part. Crystal, I'm going to write on this.
I don't know what that is. Go for it.
Perfect.
What is that?
Looks like
That is your birth certificate.
I'm gonna be doing some math.
And Sharpie.
So you guys look across the board and you guys see letters in varying distances, and all of them are up on a ramp. So if you remember, the way that this works is that once you get close enough to the ramp, you're going to have to roll a dexterity, or no, I think I screwed up the
athletics.
rules. Really quick, to just reiterate the rules, is that you can do an acrobatics check to perform a trick. For every successful trick that you make, you'll get advantage on an attack. For every unsuccessful, you'll get a disadvantage. And I'll just fix that in post. Whatever.
I changed my name in my character sheet to Krongus Race Car Sugnork. And so every time I'm like kind of acting normal, and then you see me, like, it's because I remembered and noticed it.
The image of you
He's
standing
race
there,
car.
Telling you.
like your profile picture of just a jacked orc man.
You gotta trademark the name
Krongus.
before,
Okay.
It's so good.
before Critical Role steals it for a book.
Yeah.
So this roll is for Anthony Falcon. Okay. And then let's see what the birds. Ooh, they didn't do so good. Okay.
Yes.
So
Holy shit.
Bam rolls an 18.
Of course he does.
He's flying. So now, oh gosh, guys. So here's another thing for you. Okay. So let's look back at everyone's rolls. So Krongus, you rolled a 20. So whenever you'd like to make it, you have a chance to attack.
Okay.
Beezow, you rolled an 18. Whenever you have a chance, you can also attack. Leon, you also rolled an 18. You also have a chance to attack. And Stumbleton, because you rolled a 4, you also have a chance to attack. Steve rolled a 1, so he doesn't get to attack. Chris rolled a 5. He doesn't get to attack. Johnny rolled a 6, so Johnny gets a chance to attack. And then, so Jason also doesn't get to attack. So, right now, Krongus is taking an early lead ahead of Bam. And Bam is just a couple feet behind him. So Krongus does have a chance to attack should he choose to.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna attack. I say, Bam is the sound of your head hitting the pavement.
Excellent.
It sounded like there was a ... there.
I've said all I need to say. All right, I'm going to attack his tiny chicken legs, non-derogatory, with my quarterstaff. 16.
16. That is a hit, my friend.
Let's go. And that does 6.
6 damage on Bam.
Is our goal here still to collect the letters? Or is it just a
Yes.
fight to the death?
So you're all racing towards different letters right now. Where you started at different points. Thank you for clarifying, Jake.
Yeah, do
So
we know where the letters are?
you guys can see all the letters that each one of you are going for. If it helps, Krongus, you're going for T. Beezow, you're going for A. Leon, you're going for K. Rawtoe, you're going for E. And Tony is going for S.
Anthony.
And Anthony is going for S. Thank you.
We're in the middle of a race. We can
so-
shorten it to Tony to make it quicker.
That's right. We're in a race.
Good nickname.
So, Krongus did some major damage there. Bam is going to try and attack you as well. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A natural 1 from Bam. So, Bam, he goes to swing back at Krongus and misses, and he drops his short sword, and he no longer has a sword because as it like tumbles behind him as he's rolling away. He missed his attack, man.
I told him
It's
to
gonna
get
be
good.
Beezow.
easy.
All right, am I able to fuck with this guy's board?
Tell me what you want to do, and I will say yes or no.
I want to destroy it.
Okay. Okay. What's your game plan?
I think I'm just gonna like at the starting line before we even like really get going. I'm just gonna shove him off the board and then try and like hack it with my greatsword.
Okay, so we've kind of already started going because
Okay.
we took our first initial rolls on the gunshot to start the race.
Okay,
But
we're
you
on the
can
move,
absolutely aim for his board if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride up alongside him, and with my chilled greatsword, I want to just try and stake the board to the ground.
Gotcha. Okay. And mind you, he's like way far behind you, so this happens pretty early on, so you can continue to take your lead.
Okay.
So go ahead and let's just say roll me. You're trying to stake a sword into the ground. You said.
Yeah.
What kind of sword? Just a short sword,
my
or one
regular greatsword, actually.
your regular greatsword? Okay. So go ahead and roll to hit on that one.
Whoa.
Tight.
Okay.
25.
So that is a natural 20. So whatever the fuck you want to happen, absolutely happens.
Okay, I'm just gonna cleanly stab the middle of his board and sink the sword into the ground with it.
So, you were going against, let me refresh my memory. Beezow, you were going against Steve. So, your sword pierces into his board, cuts through it, and sinks into the ground, and Steve goes flying off of his board, and he's going to take 4 damage. Now, before Steve can roll again, he has to use his action to pull your sword out of the ground. So he's not getting anywhere near that letter. As you cruise away, continuing going 18 feet, or however far we say, 18, fucking A. Take 2. As you continue rolling away 18 feet towards your letter, which is A.
Sick. That was the
and-
goal. Put him a turn behind.
Nice. That was sick. Anything else that you'd like to do?
I'm gonna spit on him as I ride by.
Spit.
Because I assume,
Okay.
he went flying. Now he's in front of me a little bit, and as I ride past him, just
Give me a D20 for spit.
These guys have just been covered in spit
Does a
ever
little,
since we met them.
a little cool mist comes off of your
add
spit.
another D20.
Okay,
Natural
so
20.
you spit, and it lands directly in his eye. And on top of him having to pull the sword out, he now has disadvantage on his next roll.
The fattest loogie in my life, right in the eye.
Just straight up bullied that guy.
Okay,
Oh my god. Woo!
so that
Starting
brings
out
us
strong.
to Leon.
Oh my god.
The dice are hot today.
I don't know this bird that I'm going against, and so I feel weird about being violent. Can I?
Now you do know this bird. You're going against Chris.
No, I am.
No,
That's the one we.
Stumbleton's
Oh.
going against Chris.
Oh,
He put me
sorry.
against some stranger
Some Jason guy.
Named Johnny.
named
Oh,
Johnny.
Johnny Knoxville.
Jason guy.
Potentially.
Never heard of him.
It's actually Johnny Nashville.
I don't know. Tell me if this would work. Can I use my prestidigitation spell to try and create a hallucination that will distract him?
So you would have to try and roll deception to see if that would work.
To cast a spell?
No,
Well, actually,
to
it's a
see if you
cantrip.
can fool him.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you absolutely can try, but you would have to try and roll deception to deceive him.
Okay. I'm like, hey, Johnny, what's that over there? And I point, like, way away from the letter. I've rolled a 14.
Okay, so, Johnny, so you've rolled prestidigitation, and you've made a fake K, right?
Oh, I
Off
had
to
a
the
plan of what
distance.
I was gonna make, but it's
You had a plan?
yeah, I was gonna make a hallucination of a pine cone covered in peanut butter and bird seed because he's a bird, and just see if he'd go for a little energizing snack.
Okay.
But maybe
So,
the K is a better idea.
You know, I'm gonna leave it to you because I think that either way, let me tell
covered in
you.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's a K
Yeah,
with
there you
peanut
go.
butter and bird seed.
There you go. So, Johnny looks to the side and he's like, "Huh?" And he starts diverting, and you are going towards the correct letter, and Johnny is now going in the opposite direction. He has taken a turn.
Nice.
Anything else that you'd like to do on your turn?
I can't attack now, right? That was. I don't know
No,
what else I
but you
could do.
could go for an acrobatics check to see if you can land a trick.
I didn't know if I had to wait till I was like on a ramp to do that.
Nope, I'm gonna treat those whenever you want to do them.
All right, I'm
It'll
doing a
basically
trick.
be like a bonus action.
All right, I'm gonna try and do a trick. I'm doing
Let's see
acrobatics. Okay.
Acrobatics,
17.
perfect.
What's your trick?
What kind of trick do you do?
Do a kickflip, backflip off the ground.
Hell yeah!
Kareem Campbell's special.
All right. So, Leon, on your next attack roll, you will get advantage. Rawtoe, that brings us to you, buddy.
All right. So I rolled a 4. So I like to imagine that my robe got caught in my wheel, so I'm not going very fast. But the person I'm going against isn't going fast either, right? Like they
Correct. He's only one space ahead of you
going pretty.
to finish. So if you're not, you could definitely still attack him.
Okay.
He can't attack you because he rolled an odd
Okay,
number.
but he's currently in front of me, correct?
You guys left at the same time, so you're kind of side by side.
Okay.
At the end of your turn, he'd be one space ahead.
Okay. So I like to think that I wait a little bit just so he's starting to pass me, and then I jump on his back to bite him
Okay.
off my board using my
To bite
my
him.
ring of jumping. Yes.
Using your ring of
Yes.
jumping.
I want to
okay.
clear him off
I
his
think
board.
That's pretty cool.
I'm little, and I just get on his back and I start gnawing on him. Yeah.
Okay. I think
Oh,
that's
man,
pretty cool.
Smeagol style.
And you have the ring of jumping to help you. So I want you to roll let's say an athletics check.
Okay.
But I want you to do it with advantage. So roll twice and we'll pick the best one.
Can this make the sonic spring sound when you jump?
All right. So I got high
Okay.
of 14. So I had a 7 + 5 and a 9 + 5.
Okay. I'm going to say that works. With a 14, you just barely make it to his back. And now you're just on the same board as him.
Yes. And my whole thing is to bite him and hopefully like kind of knock him off and take his board and continue the race. So I'm
Gotcha.
abandoning my
Okay.
board. It's probably already stopped because I'm going
Okay.
like a mile an hour.
Your custom
so,
board.
yeah.
Gotcha.
My
And
custom
the
board. Yes.
weight of your the combined weight kind of brings his board to a stop, and he is only one space ahead of your other board. So if this doesn't work, you don't have to go too far to get back on your
Yeah.
board.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say that you can't do a trick right
Says who?
now because you're on somebody else's board.
Okay. I can like cry stare and piggyback. For
and
him.
you're actually You're on the back of somebody else, so it just I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay, I mean that's fine, but
Good thought though.
Can I hurt him
Good
still?
thought though. Well, your action was to jump over, so you can't attack again.
Okay. Well, bonus action.
but-
I started. I was gonna say lick his ear, but I'm just gonna spit on his ear. Really get.
Bonus action. You're going to spit in his ear.
Got it.
Give me a D20
Lottery.
to spit in his ear.
D20. All right, 1d20. Let's do it.
I love this game.
Roll for
Got an
spit.
8.
Aw.
8. Okay.
So it's just like dribble down my.
Can't look it up.
I'm just like frothing.
You like get up in his ear and you go to spit, but you kind of forgot how, so you just do the.
Good.
You blew a raspberry at his ear.
It's been a very
Okay.
effective turn. for
So, it is Anthony Falcon's turn, and he is not able to attack because he rolled an odd number. So, he is going to roll an acrobatics check to see if he can do a trick. 19, he certainly can. So he has advantage on his next attack roll. Okay, let's roll for some burbs, dude. So, nobody can attack except for one person who I believe is Johnny, who is now distracted because Leon sent him the other way. So, what I think I'm going to have Johnny do is roll a wisdom check to see if he can see if he's going towards the wrong letter. Because right now he's like, dude, yes, this thing is sick. And his wisdom is not so great, so we're going to say that he has a -3 in wisdom. So I'm going to roll a d20 and -3, and that will be Johnny's roll for wisdom. 14 and 11. That's not enough. So Johnny is still fooled. He kind of has a moment of doubt where he's like, oh, maybe this is the wrong K. But then he sees that peanut butter and he's like, I don't even care. So he starts going towards
That's all right with
going
me.
towards it.
Okay.
So the other three birds that aren't Chris, actually Steve is incapacitated, so it's Steve's turn now. So Steve's board was stuck to the ground by Beezow's sword. So Steve is going to roll a strength check, and he's not very strong. He's just got a plain Jane T20. So he's going to roll for it. 19.
Oh.
So Steve is able to pull your greatsword out of the ground, and he throws it down. Oh, actually, wait. You spit in his eye, so he has disadvantage on this roll.
man.
So he has to roll another d20, and we have to take the lower one.
I'm gonna
I think
put
again-
some,
A 12.
some dirt in your eye.
So now
That dig on
I'm
this.
gonna say that with a 12, he does end up pulling your sword out, and he throws it to the ground, and he looks at you, and you're so far ahead. Chris can't attack, but he can roll an acrobatics check. And I'm gonna say that he has a +2 acrobatics, so he's gonna roll on Stumbleton here. 17. Okay, so Chris has advantage on his next attack roll,
Good luck.
and Jason is going to do the same. 17. He as well has advantage on his next attack roll. Now, this isn't disadvantage to you guys because they aren't chaining their tricks. So far, it's just advantage on their attack rolls. Okay? So, that brings us back up to the top of the order. Krongus, it is your turn, my friend.
Can you remind me at what stage I'm allowed to do a trick?
Whenever you want. If you want to start your turn with a trick, I'm basically treating tricks like a bonus action.
Okay, got you. But I'm rolling for another push, correct?
Correct. Roll us a strength check.
17.
17. Okay. Now, remember that because you rolled an odd number, you can't attack this round.
Okay.
But you still can do a bonus action for a trick if you'd like to get an advantage.
I would love to do a trick.
Perfect. So that's going to be an acrobatics check, please.
Just go over to my tab that I have open of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 tricks and combos. Because
Nice.
I'm forgetful.
Joe's just going to say Christ there every time,
Yeah.
so you're good.
That's all I remember.
I have so many skate tricks just in my head, and I don't know why I'm thinking about it. It does not matter.
I'm just gonna, as I push hard, I'm gonna go into a smooth nose manual. That's classic.
Nice.
Acrobatics, you said?
Acrobatics.
13.
13. That's clean. You do go ahead and make that. So, Krongus, the next attack roll that you get, you will have advantage.
Sick.
That brings us to... So what I'm going to do, I don't remember why I did BAM in the middle of that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all of the birds go at the same time. So once we go through your order, then the birds will go, okay? So, Beezow, it's going to be your turn.
Okay. So roll for strength first.
Correct.
It's an 11.
An 11.
And the strength is how far you go, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, then I'm just gonna keep pressing on. I'm gonna do a boneless. A bonus.
Boneless. Roll that acrobatics check.
And it's 20.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's fucking
That was more of a bone yes, bro.
On your next attack, you will have advantage. Rawtoe, I'm sorry, Leon, it's to you, my friend.
All right. I'm rolling my strength. Hit the
Roll
wrong
your
button.
strength.
Hit the wrong button. I'm rolling my strength. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
6.
no.
Plus
Tiny legs.
6. Now,
Yeah, you were smart.
Leon, you did. Now, even though that was a 6, that was an even number. So if you want, you can roll an attack roll.
I don't want to do an attack, but I do want to use Bardic Inspiration to help Joe.
Like some
I mean, to
Motorhead.
help Stumbleton because I saw that Stumbleton got his robe stuck in the board and that he like just jumped on someone else, and I know that he's gonna need some help catching.
It's
up.
okay. Currently, I'm just whispering
Okay,
in the
that's a
bird's
great
ear,
idea.
like really mean things. So
Yeah.
I'm buying myself
I know
time.
he needs to
Just like
get his head back in the game.
this bird's been
So
grounded.
I'm gonna.
Yes, you're gonna fuck it up.
I'm really quick gonna pull out my loot that I still have on me on the board, and I'm gonna go. Hey, oh, let's go.
I'm just gyrating on him.
Nice. So, remind me what happens with Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Is that all?
I was on the wrong page. Okay, so as a bonus action, okay, that's for me. Now that I've given Stumbleton Bardic Inspiration, for 10 minutes, he can add a D8 to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Oh,
So, Joe, should you need it, you can add a D8 to your push because it's a strength check.
oh, let's go. All right.
That's
Let's go.
pretty ballin'.
All right. Love it.
Now, Leon, since you didn't attack, I'm gonna say that you get an additional bonus action because you had full movement and you didn't attack anybody. So if you'd like to do anything else, you're more than welcome. You already have advantage, but if you wanted to chain a second trick, you could add disadvantage to Chris.
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead and try and
So
roll.
try to do a trick.
Try and do a trick.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Here we go. 23.
Nice.
All right.
I do another kickflip, backflip off the ground.
Nice. So that being your second trick that you've chained together, you can now give your opponent disadvantage. Now, just so you know, Chris rolled a trick and already has advantage. So if you chose to use that right now, you could cancel out his advantage on his next attack
Cancel
roll.
it.
You got it. So Chris no longer has advantage on his roll.
Woo!
Nice. Good turn. Good turn.
I went
Solid.
like a foot forward and did a backflip.
Hey, it counts. It counts.
Just feeling the vibes. Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
man.
I'm in my element on this magic board.
Yeah, making friends with friggin' Johnny beside you.
Not really. Sent him off to
Yeah,
a birdseed
Johnny's-
covered K.
Yeah. Or Chris, right? You have Chris?
I have Johnny.
I have Chris.
For fuck's sake.
You don't want to give me Johnny.
So I lied to you. Chris had advantage. Johnny didn't have anything. So Johnny now has disadvantage.
Well,
Nice.
Chris still has his
sucks to suck.
advantage. Sorry, this is a lot to keep track of. I'm doing my best. Viewers at home, listen, give me a break.
This is a
okay?
really
All right?
this is a really
Okay.
small envelope.
It really is. I'm running out of room.
There's a
Managed
printer
the
in
whole
that room.
Damn Coliseum in my
God.
mind, okay?
Shaped like a hamburger. Come on.
It's more like a hamster wheel. So, Rawtoe, it is your turn, my friend.
Okay. Well, since I'm still on the guy's back, I look down, I realize we're not moving. My board beside us isn't moving. So I just awkwardly kind of climb off of him and I dust him off a little bit. And then I walk over to my board and I give myself a push. Let's see.
Just
Okay.
Like,
giving
all right,
up
I'm
on
done
that.
biting this
I'm
one.
done. I got an 18, so 16 plus 2.
All right.
So, Joe, I'm gonna give you two options.
Yep.
Okay. You can get off of your board and walk back to your own, or you can stay on his board and push with him.
Like, together? Okay.
Hot.
Just you're pushing.
Okay.
Now, so I'm gonna leave that decision to you.
Well, I feel like at this
Here's-
point it's just really uncomfortable.
Here's the thing. If you in a normal combat setting where you stepped away from him, you would open yourself up to an attack of opportunity. So he would be able to attack you if you got off of him and went onto your own
Not if I'm
board.
facing him the whole time. I've heard if you do that to animals, they don't attack you. I just back away
You
while
gotta give him
facing.
one of these.
I don't know if that works on birds.
Yeah, right.
Their eyes are going two
put a
separate
blanket.
directions.
That's why Leon's kept his blanket.
Okay. Well,
Oh my
you know, I think I'll take my chances. I'm gonna get off. I get off of him. I do the dust off thing, and then I go to my board.
Okay, so he's gonna roll a d20 to see if he can attack you.
He won't. He loved the piggyback ride.
Okay, he fucking missed.
Damn right. He did.
He
rolled a 1, baby.
He rolled a 1, so he takes a swipe at you, and he steps on his board, on the back end of his board, and it flings out from under him, and so now he's laying prone on his back. So, that 18 that you rolled, you're off to the market.
So the next thing I want to do is I want to grind a rail off his body for my trick.
Off his shin.
For my trick. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to roll acrobatics, right? Or athletics.
Well,
I'm doing a sick move. Sick move. I say if it's successful, he takes a d6 of damage.
you can absolutely attack him, Joe, with your skateboard.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the skateboard will do 1d6 plus 2
Okay.
damage if you land the attack, okay? Roll me an acrobatics check like it's your trick.
Ooh, but I can add 8 to that, right?
You could add 8 to that.
So it's a hit.
Ayo.
It's still only
Let's
13.
go.
I don't know if that actually hits or not.
8 plus 5, so it's a
Yeah.
13. Joe, you just barely make
Dude,
that.
let's go grinding on him.
So,
grinding on him.
Whoa.
so you're attacking Chris,
I'm jumping onto
and
that
you did
Grounded on the dead.
I almost said something
I
so
want to
simple.
make it backward.
so I said 1d6 plus
Yes.
2. Roll me a d6, Joe. I gotta just have
Oh,
you roll
a
a
7.
D8.
5 plus 2.
God dang.
A 7.
Did I murder him with my grinding?
Okay, so he takes 7 damage, Joe, and you've successfully landed a trick. So this is your first trick that you've landed. So you get advantage on your next
Hell yeah.
attack. On top of that, you are now blazing in the lead as Chris. You had Chris,
Yeah.
right? As Chris is now on the floor, having just been almost killed by a skateboard.
What grind?
I'm doing
Okay.
peace signs while I was grinding, so when I land, I'm just going like this. That's it right
That's
away.
That was pretty
Thanks,
sick.
man.
That was
That was my
pretty
bonus
sick.
action.
Double peace sign.
Yeah.
I feel like morale is high for us right now.
Yeah, we are ants.
Dunking on these fools.
So it is Anthony Falcon's turn, and he is going to do his push here. 19. All right. I gotta do some math really quick. Okay. So Anthony rolled a 19. It is not quite to the point of him. He doesn't get to attack, but he is very, very, very close to the S. You guys can all see. And Tony does have advantage. He is going to go ahead and do another trick to try and roll disadvantage against Jason. 17. So Jason had advantage before. He now does not have anything. Okay. So now it is Bam's turn. So Bam has now lost his weapon. So he is going to roll to push here on 11. And he can't attack. He will, however, do a trick, and he has very similar stats to Anthony Falcon, so he's going to an 8. That fails. He does not land a trick. He went for a kickflip, and it only went about 75% of the way, so he kind of stops and flips it back over, and he does not get to any advantage. He does, however, get disadvantage on his
We're
next
inside
roll.
their heads.
If he went 75% of the way, that means he landed primo, which hurts like hell. So that can't feel good
Okay.
on the inside.
You know what? He's going to take a D4
Or the
damage because you
outside.
said that.
Or the outside.
He takes 2 damage.
Busted his bird.
Yo, are birds busting? So
Respectfully.
Steve is going Steve is going next, and he's going to roll to push. My fucking god, dude. Okay. I thought this would be hard. 2. Now Steve is really far away. So let's see. He has a javelin. Okay? So he is going to roll to hit you with his javelin. Okay, 22. Beezow, that's going to hit you. He is going to roll damage. Let me double check what the damage is on that. It is 1d6 plus 2. So 4 plus 2. So Beezow, you're taking 6 damage, my friend.
I'm sorry, who did this?
This was Steve.
Okay. Bastard.
Okay. So go ahead and give yourself 6 damage. And next up, it is Johnny, who we've established Johnny is next to Leon. Johnny is still going towards this fake K. So he is going to again roll a wisdom check. And I believe I said he's pretty dumb, so he has a -2 on wisdom, if I'm not mistaken. And I will roll Here we go. 20. 14 minus 2 is 12. That is still not high enough for him to shake, thinking that this K is where he needs to go. I'm telling you guys, the viewers, so you understand that he needs to at least roll a D13 in order to save himself from this wisdom check. So he is still going towards that that fake K. And I realize now that I never had him roll a push, so we're going to see how far he's pushing in the wrong direction. A 6. Not too bad. Not too bad, Johnny.
Go as fast as
Okay.
You get that peanut butter.
Now it is... Now it is Chris's turn, and Chris is going to roll to push. 13. Okay. So... go. And it's an odd number, so he does not get to attack. He also already has advantage, so he's going to withhold from doing another trick. So we'll move on to Jason, who lost his advantage. Got a 14 to push. And Jason is... That's pretty good, actually. So Jason is, as well, an Aarakocra, the bird people. And so he also has a javelin. So we're going to roll his javelin throw to see if it hits Anthony Falcon. 22.
Wait, okay.
It does.
Oi.
I wanted to stop you because I wanted to use cutting words to subtract from whatever he rolled, but I can't do it after I know what the roll is. I can do it after it's rolled, but not after I know what it is.
Okay. What is that? Where is that? Is that a spell?
It's a reaction.
Okay.
So as a reaction, when a creature that's not immune to being charmed that you can see within 50 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or a damage roll, you can expend one use of Bardic Inspiration, roll the die, and subtract that number from the creature's roll.
So he's pretty far away from you. I would say it's past that 50 feet for you to see. I know.
I couldn't have done it anyway because I heard the roll.
Well, I would have retconned it so you could, but he's just too far away. Because you guys are pretty far out on this racetrack because you're all going for different letters. Okay.
Is anyone like really close to a letter that's like not one of us?
Anthony. Anthony is very, very close to a letter. Everybody else is way far away.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Chomper in Land Before Time. You're a family and you're one of us now. So Anthony Falcon's going to take some damage here. I believe it was 1d... What was it?
1d6 plus 2.
You guys remember? 1d6 plus 2. Okay. That is a 5. Anthony Falcon takes 5 damage.
Right back in his old broken leg.
So, that's everybody's turn, and we are back up to Krongus.
Let's go. Okay, strength roll is 15.
15. Hold on, let me... Krongus, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. Oh, 7.
Krongus, Sugnork, you go up the ramp and go shooting through the letter T.
Nice.
And you have collected letter T. On the way back down, you don't really stick the landing. And unfortunately, your board falls away from you, and you are you kind of landed on your knees and like rolled down the ramp that way. You didn't take any damage, but your board is gone, and
can I
use
my inspiration to try to keep my board underneath me as I'm landing?
Absolutely.
Let's go. Another dex check.
Another dex check. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go!
Nice.
14.
Ego save.
That's more like it. So, what happens is your board starts to go all wonky, but you give it a little toe tap, and you do that late flip, and it flips perfectly and lands right back underneath your feet, and you land back on the ramp, and you go sailing down. So you have collected the letter
That's
T.
why they call him Race Car.
That's why they call me.
And that's
Awesome. And that's the T, sis. Awesome.
Do I...
This might-
Is that like... We have that now? Can it be taken from me?
No, it can't, because it's we've kind of established this before, that the letters are just prestidigitation, so it's like fake targets. Once you claim a target, it is yours, and no other racer can take it. The only way that you could lose now is in combat, if you are like killed or incapacitated or whatever, and your team doesn't.
Can I go for other letters at this point?
Absolutely. So that was your action. Anything else that you'd like to do with your turn?
Let's see. I should have had a trick already picked out. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. I do a pop shove it as I like clear the ramp and like come down back onto the flat.
Roll an acrobatics check to see for fun.
22.
Absolutely nail that pop shove it. And I believe you already had advantage and we didn't even use it. So you're now 3 tricks deep, I believe. So what I'm going to say is that anybody that you choose, you can cast disadvantage on.
Okay.
So, Beezow, it is your turn.
Okay. So for getting these letters, is it like best out of 5 in terms of how we win?
Yeah, and then there's the combat element to it, because if you can't fight, then all of your,
Right.
that type of thing.
Okay. Uh-oh.
A 4.
That's a baby push. Alright, still heading in the direction of my A, but I'm gonna throw myself into a power slide, do a revert 180 degrees, so I'm riding backwards now. And
Okay.
and it's Steve back there, right? Who's javelin.
Yep.
me. I'm gonna shoot him with a crossbow.
Yep. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's a 14 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. There it is.
Nice.
Okay.
God. Okay. So, let's see where Steve is at. Okay.
Steve has just been abused.
Yeah, he's had a rough day.
So, you you hit Steve with that arrow, and it like hits him, and he falls over, and the arrow is like sticking out of his arm, and he's like waving his hand like, I'm done. I'm done.
I crushed his spirit.
He has quit the race.
Sweet.
The announcer gets on the board, by the way, and he's like, that's the what are you guys' name?
Darla's Angels.
Darla's Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Angels.
Darla's Angels has taken an early lead with the letter T. Also, it looks like the other team, Bams Margeras, has had one player incapacitated. And then the crowd is like, yeah! And then a couple people are like, boo! Because that's kind of a split decision. And then somebody's like, I don't feel strongly about either team. Anyways.
Who the hell was
Okay.
that guy?
Why'd he pay to come?
I don't know if this is even relevant, but has the mayor, by now he has to know.
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Got it. Oh no.
9. So with a 9, I think it's just because of the adrenaline of everything that's happening, of just getting hit by a javelin and sort of just defeating this first enemy, but you kind of look to the crowd and you can't kind of make sense of where the mayor would even be.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to Leon.
Alright, rolling my strength. I rolled a 15.
Leon, you rolled a 15 for your strength. That is not enough to get an attack. Well, it's just an odd number, so you don't get to attack. You you used your disadvantage to cancel out. I believe it was Johnny's advantage last time, or no, you caused
I just
disadvantage
gave him
on Johnny.
disadvantage, yeah.
Right. So, if you'd like to do another trick, you could start. You could get back your advantage.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
A little more enthusiasm about it would be.
Sure.
I guess.
It's
if I
not
have to do this
showing
fucking
me.
game.
No. Okay, I rolled an 18.
Awesome. Okay. So you get advantage on your next attack roll.
Okay.
And you also
backflip?
you are very close to your letter.
I was hoping I'd get the letter.
So Rawtoe, it's your turn, my friend.
Okay, cool. I think, let's see, let me do my strength. That is a 8. Not a great push off. But because of that, I get a little, like, idea, and I'm like, you know what? I've seen this in cartoons. I crouch down, and I put my hand behind me, so it's kind of like facing towards Chris, and
Yes, I was hoping you'd do this.
I firebolt because I want to propel myself.
That sounds fucking sick.
All right, cool.
So, go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
So it's gonna be +4, so 13.
That hits,
Sweet.
okay? So go ahead and roll damage, and whatever your damage is how far you'll go.
Is 2d10, so I got 6.
Joe, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Oh no. Okay. Dexterity. Oh, 19 plus 2.
There you go.
Joe, you literally rolled the perfect amount to get to your letter. The perfect amount.
Planned it. That's how
So
it goes.
you put your hand back cartoon style, and you let out a massive firebolt that shoots you and propels you towards the letter E. You go up the ramp, perfectly kiss the lip of the letter E with the tail of your board, and land back down perfectly.
Cool.
It is the cleanest 180 anybody's ever seen ever.
That's sick.
Joe,
On my way down, I'm Christ
give
staring.
yourself an inspiration die.
Inspiration die.
Give yourself an inspiration. That was fucking
Roll for
brilliant.
inspiration.
I love that. Wow.
Did I see?
I don't.
Because if I did, I'm clapping.
I don't.
Everybody saw that. Everybody saw
Where's
that.
Where's inspiration? I can't find it.
It's at the very top of your board underneath the chat. You'll see just the word inspiration next to your health.
Sunshine.
Aw.
Yeah, I have a question about that. That's actually part of why I was so quiet last time, is I was trying to understand. Is this, if it's filled in, does that mean you can use it or you have used it?
You have inspiration, yes.
I
Nice.
should
That's inspiring.
go farther.
I like to imagine on my way down, I was Christ airing, and I was inspiring others. It was great.
Wow.
Wow, Joe started a religion.
Wow.
Way.
How many religions are we going to start in this town before we leave?
I know, we gotta get out of here. We're gonna become a denomination.
Except they mispronounce it. Instead of Rawtoeism, they say Rawtoeism.
Oh no.
Raw
Raw
Taoism.
Taoism.
So it is Anthony Falcon's turn, and he is going to roll his push here. 11. So, Anthony makes it to his letter. You guys now have 3 letters of the T.A.K.E.S race.
Majority rules.
He is going to roll his dexterity check here. Okay, and he lands perfectly as well. Where we last left off with Bam, he was getting bullied pretty hard. It is now Bam's turn for his push. Unfortunately, Krongus has already taken the letter, so he cannot get the letter, but he is going to try to get closer to Krongus so that he can attack.
Oh shit.
And he's going nowhere quickly. However, he does have a javelin, but he has disadvantage, so he's going to try and roll to hit and we're going to roll 2 d20s and take the lower number. And that fucking thing goes nowhere. So he completely misses. Steve, if you remember, was viciously shot by an arrow, and Steve has quit. He is no longer
Just
in the
crawling
race.
off the arena.
He is.
I'm out.
That's what you see.
Wiping the spit off his eye.
Yeah.
Johnny is rolling. He is still going for that other K. It's like perpetually getting further and further away. He just doesn't seem to notice.
Is he doing the head thing that birds do, where their heads go side to side?
Yeah, he's kind of tilting his head erratically.
More?
Let's see. And he doesn't get to attack because it was an odd number. Oh my
This
God.
team sucks, dude.
Chris is getting nowhere
How did this
fast.
cult
It was
get
not
in
supposed to go
charge?
like this.
Like, this isn't even, like, a fun game. They're so bad.
No, Jared, it's a fun game.
No, the game itself is fun. The competition is its ass.
Okay.
It's called
So,
Flowmaker here.
Jason, however, he's close enough to roll another attack on Anthony Falcon, so he's going to roll to hit with his second javelin.
Am I close enough to stop that one?
You won't have to because he didn't land.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so that is the bird's turn. It is now Krongus's turn.
Okay. I want to do something kind of ridiculous. You'll have to tell me if it's possible to do. So I'm skating in a circle, following behind the others. Yes. And
Correct.
I'm more or less behind Beezow in some capacity at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. As I, I guess I should roll for my push first, right?
Sure, yeah.
11.
Okay.
So here's what I want to do. You know, sporting events have t-shirt guns, yes?
Yes.
What I want to do is, what's the name of the bird that's currently crawling away with an arrow in his arm?
Oh no.
Steve. As I skate by Steve, I want to grab him by the back of his underwear, like middle school bully style. I want to take his underwear, like rip it right off of him, ball it up, and then pass it to Beezow.
Oh no.
And then Beezow, you're gonna put it in your crossbow and shoot it at the mayor t-shirt gun style.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh man.
So let's break this down, okay? With your 11, for the sake of the plot, I'm going to say yes, you do skate by this crawling Aarakocra named Steve, who's like just trying to run away. Unfortunately, his trousers are running down because his knees are dragging on the ground and it's just kind of pulling him. So go ahead and roll me a strength check for wedgie, I guess.
Okay. 8.
Oh.
Fuck it, that'll do it. Those babies were already ripped from him falling over. So, in your hand, you have obtained his underwear.
There's just he's like,
dude, that was it for him. He is completely passed out and just in a heap.
Oh my god. His mom
And
is
the
sobbing
way
in the
that
audience.
you kind of like picked him up by his ass and he like went flipping over and it landed in a way that makes it kind of look like he's trying to suck his own dick too. So he's just
What is wrong
it's
with this
bad.
group, man? Come to this town and just humiliate.
We're the mean 8th graders or 6th graders.
I know. What the hell?
You look in the crowd and a mother Aarakocra has like put her wings over her child's eyes.
Oh my god.
They don't see.
At the freaking death match at the Coliseum.
Yeah, I'm like, why'd you take the kid to a death? Death
It's their
tournament.
entertainment. I guess now we'll say that with your 11, just because I think it's funny, you're gonna go right next to Beezow, because where your letter was and where you came in was kind of near. You ended up near where Beezow is. So, go ahead and roll me an athletics check to see if you can hand off the underwear.
I truly have no idea how I arrived at this conclusion. 23.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
It loads into the bow by
Okay.
itself.
Beezow, roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you can successfully take the underwear.
I think so.
Oh boy.
16.
It's meant to be.
DM, you've done
Okay.
everything you could to prevent this.
So,
So,
God.
did you throw it to me?
he threw it to you and you caught it.
Say,
Krongus,
whoa!
did you use your inspiration?
Yeah, I already used it.
Okay, well, you have it again, so that was great. All right,
I caught
it is
the
now
wadding
Beezow's
up.
turn.
Underwear, and I go, bro, what the hell? I am busy here. What am I to do with this?
And I just kind of like, as I'm skating by you, I just point up in the box that's like kind of above us, where the mayor is.
Okay. I catch his number. We are of one kin. I understand where this is going. Do I see the mayor?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, no. Okay, 16.
Okay. You see the mayor in the bleachers, atop, like above the regular crowd that's underneath in the big box, and you see him just like fuming and screaming at everybody, and he's like banging the chair in front of him. He's very mad.
All right. I aim for his stupid bird mouth.
Okay,
I fire.
let's see it.
13.
That hits.
Yes! Krongus, what are we
Unreal.
doing?
Underwear is
His-
funny.
His AC is 13. So you just barely hit.
I don't know if this was
It
ever
does
about
like-
damage, but
It does incredibly light
Emotional
damage to him,
damage.
but really what that is psychic damage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
From
we
from
just made a real
having everybody.
statement of war.
Now, Beezow, you haven't even rolled for your
No.
push yet,
All right,
so
here we go.
you still have to do your strength check.
Okay, that's a
12.
12.
Beezow, go ahead and roll me a dex check.
6.
6. So you go up the ramp and you make it and you hit the A.
Yes!
On your way back down. Maybe it's because you're too high off of like hitting the mayor with underwear.
There's a lot going
Your
on.
board kind of comes out from under you and you do that thing that I said earlier where like you land on your knees and slide down the ramp, but you don't
A graceful bail.
correct. And I'm gonna say that that's your turn.
Yeah, no, we'll call it there.
Okay. All right, Leon, it is your turn, my friend.
Kind of look over at all of that. Jesus Christ.
Are we the baddies?
I rolled a 12 for my strength.
Leon, roll me a dex check, my friend.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on now.
Oh boy.
My rolls like aren't coming up for me. I rolled a 6. Can I use my inspiration? for that?
Absolutely, you can.
All right. So I'm rolling another dex check. I'm doing everything I can. Holding on to what I am.
Okay.
And
So-
I rolled a 12.
The crowd is going insane. Everybody is screaming, and now all of a sudden you guys can hear that the crowd is cheering for you. you have just embarrassed the other team so bad.
These people are animals.
That everybody is now on your side. They can't believe that this team of underdogs has come out of nowhere to win this race. And you hear the announcer, and he's like, "I can't believe it! We have a new winner! Darla's Angels!" And everybody's screaming. And you guys look around you, and you see that they've started to throw flowers into the ring. Everybody who's like coming, and they're all cheering your, Darla's Angels. And you guys look out into the crowd, and you see that the mayor is fuming. He is extremely mad. You can't really make out what he's saying, but he's just punching the ground. And then, sort of, all of a sudden, in the middle of everything, you start hearing like the crowd, the cheers start to change, and suddenly people are screaming. You guys look into the middle of the field, the ground that's underneath you. You see a mound pop up, and the mound is zigzagging and traveling and coming faster and faster to you. You can deduce that there's something under the ground. You guys look as this thing gets closer and closer to you all, because you guys have now all kind of moved towards the center of the racetrack, as you guys are all kind of looking out at the crowd. And this thing zigzags, and with a loud crack, the earth splits open, and everyone sees a tan-colored shark humanoid.
Ew.
Well. If it isn't the snot-nosed little brats that keep messing up the master's plan.
What kind of accent is that?
Shark.
Well, don't you worry. Old Game Shark is here to set you right.
Oh, no.
Before anybody can move, Game Shark jumps back underground, and you see him make a straight line for the bleachers box where the mayor is. He pops up out of the ground, and he takes a big chunk out of the bottom leg that's standing on top, that's holding up the bleacher box, and he starts pushing it so the whole bleacher box falls over into the racetrack. And you see the mayor and his cronies spill out, and the mayor comes hurling toward the ground, and he's like hurt. This roll really hurt him, and he's like, "Please stop them!" And he like staggers to his feet, and Game Shark walks up behind him, and he's like, No, Mr. Mayor, that's your job." The Game Shark lays his hands on the mayor, and suddenly the mayor starts to scream with pain as his body begins to grow and grow. Soon the blood-curdling screams of pain turn into terrifying roars. The players look before them, and the mayor has now grown to the size of a bear, with all the same characteristics of an owl, his owl self. Game Shark walks to the side of the owl bear and looks at all of you. And he says, "I'll show you what happens when you go against the will of the master of games."
Game Shark, that's cheating.
So this is where we'll end episode 8.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
You just gave the mayor perfect balance mode.
I was gonna say.
Put him in big head mode.
Big head mode.
What's up? It's me, Leon Spangle, world champion and winner of the T.A.K.E.S race. Just wanted to give a shout out to Jake and Jared for the incredible music that was playing during that race. Really pumped us up and allowed us to secure sweet victory. Also wanted to thank AJ, TheAvocadoJam, for our artwork. If you like this episode, don't forget to cast, like, comment, and subscribe to ensure our future success. Feel free to, check in next time and see what's going on with the mayor, because I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out right now.